kids. They're bundles of energy, but they need the right snacks to keep them going. That's why I give my kids Fruity Bars. They're full
Why am I not surprised that you haven't done a video on net neutrality, PewDiePie? It's sad how much you're disconnected from regular people. PewDiePie, please make a video about net neutrality and spread awareness about it, please. PewDiePie, please, everybody's waiting on you from the community to help make a video about stop FCC taking control of net neutrality. Do a video on net neutrality, please, we need you. I'm surprised the biggest guy on YouTube, a career on the internet, isn't just a little concerned with net neutrality. Unless it's missing something otherwise. It would really help if someone has access to more than 50 million subs to spread awareness through, I don't know, maybe a video PSA at least. But you know, that's just a thought. Well, carry on, everybody. Have a good day. Urgent! If you're not freaking out about net neutrality right now, you're not paying attention. Listen here, okay? I know what it's like to have bad internet, alright? Don't come to me being all like, oh, net neutrality, everything is gonna be bad. Oh, listen, everyone knows we want net neutrality. What do you want me to say about it? It's been all over internet. It's literally been blasted. How do you not know about this? Your favorite YouTuber has made a video about it. Everyone has talked about it. What do you want me to say about it? First of all, in case you for some reason don't know what net neutrality is, let's look it up. Net neutrality is the principle that internet service providers and governments regulating the internet must treat all data on the internet the same and not discriminate or charge differentially by user, content, website, platform, application, type of attachment. Okay, I don't care. I immediately don't care. Okay, but he isn't in the US, so unless the UK government is retarded, it doesn't affect him. Oh, it would seem this doesn't affect me. Suck it, America. No, for real. Sorry, okay? The memes got ahead of me. Of course it's a serious issue. Of course it is. Let's see what people are saying about net neutrality. Okay, here we go.
Come on! Oh, come on. Still loading? Still loading. Still loading. Have you ever been stuck on a really slow internet connection? One so slow that you just can't stream video, or you have to give up on using certain sites or apps because they just take too long
How
to
did
load?
you know this?
Well, imagine that certain sites were permanently confined to a slow lane like that.
Practically they are.
Others were allowed to operate at full speed.
Oh my god!
Unless either.
What? I already have this problem. You trying to sell me an issue that I already have? No, thank you. Okay.
It would be like paying to board earlier for an airplane, but for just about anything that you do online.
I love paying extra so I can get in earlier. It's great. I don't have to stand in line with all the weirdos.
The idea that internet service providers shouldn't be allowed to discriminate against or grant preferential treatment to particular sites.
Also, sorry, but Stripe, you can't wear Stripe on camera. Like, did no one tell you that?
Without net neutrality, broadband providers like Comcast, Charter, as well as mobile carriers like AT&T and Verizon could slow Netflix to a crawl in order to keep you paying for their television package.
Get that man out of my face.
Basically, a world without net neutrality might mean that you have to pay more to access the internet content you want. But it could also crush innovation, because without a level playing field, new apps and services won't be able to compete with entrenched companies.
Like anyone gives a shit. Come on, let's get real here. People want net neutrality because they don't want the government to interfere with the internet. That to me just seems like a bad idea. Why should the government control the internet? It should be free, it should be neutral. Things seems to be working fine as it is. What is the argument that the government or the FCC has against net neutrality? Well, no one seems to really talk about it. All you probably heard already is, oh, we need net neutrality because everyone says so. There won't be any memes, everybody. The head of FCC, also villain of the internet, Ajit Pai, has come forward to explain.
Hi, I'm Ajit Pai. I'm the chairman of the FCC. I really enjoy the public debate about the future of the internet.
No, you fucking don't. Shut the fuck up. You're already lying. Now, Ajit Pai has been on a media campaign to twist the public's idea of net neutrality, to sort of switch it around, and it's not going great for Ajit.
I always tell the truth.
Basing on any video with him in and the dislike bar. So so basically, for those of you who don't know, back in 2015, this whole discussion had already happened. I don't know if you guys remember. Remember Coney 2012? Well, then it was net neutrality 2015, and here we are again, net neutrality 2017. Basically, the proposal was that the government should control pieces of the internet. The FCC should be able to be the head of it in order to level the playing field. At least that's what they said. I'm trying my best to understand what the argument for or against net neutrality is, and it's never clear.
If our goal is to encourage domestic investment by and promote competition between internet service providers in the United States, shouldn't we return to the Clinton-era light touch approach to the internet?
Senator, that is what the FCC has proposed, and our goals here, of course, are to preserve the free and open internet that all of us cherish, and to promote the massive infrastructure and the investment that is necessary to connect rural and urban Americans alike with digital opportunity, and that's what we're exploring in the context of the current proceeding.
The system is working, yet, Mr. Chairman, you're proposing to undo the open internet order. What is the problem, Mr. Chairman, that you are trying to fix?
Yes, thank you. Finally, I want the answer of this.
Thank you for the question, Senator. I think one of the concerns that we have raised is that these regulations might be dampening infrastructure investment.
They might be, but there's no evidence of it.
Well, there has been evidence raised, and that's part of the reason why we are testing this proposition in the context of the notice of proposed rulemaking. Some had suggested the FCC should simply issue a declaratory ruling saying that the facts in the law are so, and that's the way it's going to be. But we wanted to test this proposition in an open and public process.
What are you saying? Still, what's the argument against? At this rate, I'm convinced that Ajit just wants to remove net neutrality so he can delete all the mean comments about him on the internet. He's been on Fox News where they try to twist repealing net neutrality as a left and right issue.
I'm looking at the word net neutrality on our screen right now, and I'm sure people are sort of glazing over. Explain what that is, because you, I think, do this better than anyone, sir.
Well, thanks. It involves a basic concept of how the internet is governed. Do you want it to be governed by engineers and entrepreneurs, or do you want it to be run by bureaucrats and lawyers here in Washington?
Is that a serious question? No, I don't want the government taking over the internet. Hell no. It's the worst idea I've ever heard.
Starting in the Clinton administration, there was a consensus on light touch regulation. We would let the market, as opposed to micromanaging regulators, decide how it was governed.
Anything the government does is slow, inefficient, and more expensive. No, thank you. Thank you.
And all I've proposed to do is simply return to that bipartisan consensus that served us so well for 20 years in favor of the market.
So President Obama and his team didn't want to see the market at work, in your view?
Essentially, yes. Yeah, after the 2014 elections, he instructed the FCC to adopt these heavy-handed common carrier regulations that were developed in the Great Depression to tame Ma Bell, the telephone monopoly.
Well, you're up against some critics, Ajit, including the mainstream media. Maybe we should just call them what they are, the leftist media there. The Washington Post, anyway, writes this today, sir.
So they're basically trying to angle it like, oh, it's the left media, those stupid leftists. When really, according to polling, everyone is against net neutrality. It's not a political left and right sort of question. A lot of celebrities have been tweeting about the FCC. Cher tweeted, net neutrality means Trump can change the internet. It will include less Americans, not more. I don't know, I can't read this. This is so incoherent, but Pai replied to this saying, another concern I've heard is that the plan will harm rural and low-income Americans. Here, for example, has tweeted that the internet will include less Americans, not more, if my proposal is adopted. But the opposite is true. The digital divide is all too real. Too many rural and low-income Americans are still unable to get high-speed internet. So basically, a big argument for to repeal net neutrality is so that more people, the government can build out for more people to get access to the internet. So really, he's just looking after all of us. Why can't the government do that without repealing net neutrality? I have no idea. Why is it, if that's what he wants, why does the FCC want mobile data to count as broadband internet? That idea, which is an idea that would further cut off poor and rural areas from decent internet. You kind of getting, you're saying one thing, but you're showing the other. The FCC also made a myth versus fact to sort of clear out what the facts are, saying that this is the end of the internet as we know it. They're saying, no, that's not true. Stardust will not be able to compete with Title II regulations. They're saying, no, that's not true. Internet service providers will block you from visiting the website you want to visit. They're saying, no, that's not true. And basically anything that people are saying about the about net neutrality, they're saying that's incorrect. Actually, that's not how it's gonna work. But it doesn't say how or why or when. And really, I haven't seen any convincing argument for should we ruin something that is already clearly working fine. We don't want the... It's just, oh, more people will have access to the internet? Sure, buddy, sure. The whole thing is just absurd. No one believes Ajit Pai. And like I said, I'm convinced this is just his personal vendetta with the internet at this point. But as always, the memes is a very tasty from this.
Playing all you want is never, ever, ever, ever gonna stop. Come on, how bad can it possibly be? How bad can I be? Just building the economy. How bad can I be? Just look at me petting this puppy. How bad can I be? A portion of proceeds goes to charity. How bad can I be? How bad could I possibly be? Let's see.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yup, I'm talking about this. Net neutrality. We need to speak up. Just like everyone else says, if we don't speak up, bye-bye fandoms, bye-bye memes, bye-bye fan art, bye-bye fanfics. God damn it. Why net neutrality is important? Just imagine EA is your internet provider. Yeah, no. My internet is so good. Support net neutrality. The internet should be free. It should never be interfered by any government. If you want to build out rural areas, I'm sure you can do it without fucking with the internet, okay? Just leave our memes alone. Thank you.